This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Jack Threads.
Last year, as we were debating whether healthcare reform law was going to pass or not, there were a lot of comments made by the Republicans that were way over the top. And they said, as if it passes, we're in a world of trouble. Well, now it's been a year since it passed, so I want to see if some of these predictions came true. I've got a lot of quotes for you. First of all, John Boehner said that it would, quote, ruin the country. He said that March 20th of 2010, almost exactly a year ago. He said it would be, quote, Armageddon. Okay, so have you guys seen Armageddon lately? Is the country completely ruined in the last year because of healthcare reform? Maybe I'm missing it, right? All right. Former Senator Rick Santorum said it will, quote, destroy the country. But here's my favorite part. He was very specific. In the next year or so. Well, he said that on October 23rd of 2010. Oh, we've got a little bit more time left. Let's wait till October of 2011 and see if the country is completely ruined in the next year. Okay. So, then we go to Senator Tom Coburn. He said, quote, there will be no insurance industry left in 3 years. He's also on the clock still. He's got 2 years left. No insurance industry left at all. Unbelievable nonsense. Glenn Beck said, this is the end of prosperity in America forever. The end of America as you know it. That was back in 2009 that he said that. Miraculously, America somehow still exists. I don't know how we survived Glenn Beck's doomsday scenarios. And apparently this was all going to be because of healthcare reform. Sean Hannity said, if we get nationalized healthcare, it's over. This is socialism. Representative Paul Brown said, that's exactly what's going on in Canada and Great Britain today, and a lot of people are going to die. Okay, you see people dying back and forth, left and right, because of healthcare reform, which actually gives them insurance, which saves their lives. How that makes any sense, no one knows. But undeterred, Representative Louis Gohmert, as usual, takes it over the top. He said, I would hate to think that among 5 women, one of them is going to die because we go to socialized care. And he said that back in July of 2009, okay? Almost 2 years now. Have 1 in 5 women died that you know because of health care reform passed by the Democrats? Anybody? 1 in 5? Again, when they're not wedded to the facts, they're like, yeah, okay, I don't know, what number? 20% of all women will die. Based on what? Who cares? Never have to prove it. They're conservatives. Senator Tom Coburn, back to him. He said, I have a message for you. You're going to die soon. Well, that's a little inarguable at some point, depending on your definition of soon. He continues by saying, when you restrict the ability of the primary caregivers in this country to do what is best for their senior patients, what you're doing is limiting their life expectancy. Who is getting between you and your doctor other than your health insurance, which won't let you go to certain doctors? I know my health insurance does it to me all the time. I'd like to go to Dr. X. Oh, hell no, you're going to have to pay a lot more if you go to him. I've never heard the government say, either before Obamacare, so-called Obamacare, or after the healthcare reform, no, you can't go to that doctor because the government won't let you. Where's the provision that says that? There is no such provision. I know where the provision is. It's in my private healthcare insurance that restricts it all the time. And finally, Representative Michelle Bachmann again, saying socialized medicine is the crown jewel of socialism. This will change our country forever. And so far, within the year that healthcare reform has been in effect, there has been not much change at all. Look, and I take that as not just purely a good thing. I think there's a bad part of that too. I think that the healthcare reform doesn't go nearly far enough, right? And what has happened in the last year? Well, so they had these crazy predictions. What was my prediction? That the price of insurance would continue to go up. And that's because there was no check in the bill to make sure that the price of insurance wouldn't go up. And I was totally right. I showed to you throughout the year the different instances when different insurance companies raised their rates, sometimes dramatically so. Why? Because the bill didn't prevent it. See, that's facts. That's evidence. Did 1 in 5 people die or 1 in 5 all women die? No, there's no evidence for that. Their fear-mongering was fear-mongering. It was absurd. It was based on no evidence whatsoever. I based my things on evidence, and it turned out to be true. Look, the advantage they have is that when you don't give a damn about facts, you can make any argument you like. The advantage I have is that when you base things on facts, you get proven right a lot. And then people think, oh, yeah, wow, he got that right. No, it's easy. You just read the law, see what it says. Oh, look at that. There's no price control. I bet prices go up. So that's what's happened. Now, there's been a lot of great things about it, too. A lot more people have gotten covered, whether it's people who are under the age of 26 still living with their parents, whether it's kids with pre-existing children. I've told you all along, there are upsides to this bill, there are downsides to this bill. But one thing is for certain. What these clowns said isn't even halfway true. It's not even close to true. And they knew that from the beginning. And they've been totally disproven in the last year. And, of course, undeterred, what did Boehner and McConnell do yesterday? They put out videos saying the same exact things. Healthcare reform is going to kill us all. It's terrible. We have to defeat it right away. They're Republicans. That's what they do. All right. And one last thing on that. The reason they continue that line of attack is because the heart of the bill doesn't go into effect until 2014. So they think they still have a little bit of time. The more people that get the benefits of it, for example, the donut hole is covered for senior citizens in Medicare, so they don't have to pay the extra $250 in prescription drug costs. So everybody who's getting that $250 rebate is feeling pretty damn good about this thing, right? Now, right or wrong, you can say it costs too much and they shouldn't feel good. That's a fair argument, right? But they do feel good because they're getting $250, right? So all of a sudden, a lot of those people like this bill, right? Somebody who has a kid who was born sick, who wouldn't have been covered but is now covered, they feel great about this bill, right? So that's beginning to spread a little bit. As that's spreading, the Republicans are worrying and they're trying to ratchet up the fear because if the heart of it goes into effect in 2014, they think there's no way in the world they can ever repeal it because then it'll be too popular. That's why they're trying to repeal it before it goes into effect, before the majority of it goes into effect. That's politics.
Jack Threads is a new sponsor for TYT. They're a members-only online shopping club, but because you know us, you're going to get in. Aren't we cool? But here's the key part to it, 80% off. Hello, up to 80% off of some of the top apparel lines in the country. Game over.
Right.
So go to jackthreads.com/TYT because it's free to join, and you get all those discounts, and you avoid the pain in the ass. The ending of this commercial is a little schwang wang wang.